should be at the forefront, leading, walking with us. Let us remember the sun rises from the east and sets in the west, and the WHO is in the east. Therefore, let us look east, look in the light, walk with it, ride with it, and let us go and fight this pandemic. On to my second point. The WHO has research facilities which are state of the art, equipped with technology which is top notch. Now remember, a pandemic in itself, we all remember when COVID came. And we all remember all the stories that we had. COVID came from bats, COVID came from a specific country. If and when you take black tea, you're going to be cured from COVID. We all remember that. I took an entire jug of black tea, by the way, partly because I was hungry and partly because I didn't want to die. But at the end of the day, all this does not lead to anything, because dealing with a global pandemic in itself requires top-notch technology. And that is why, unfortunately, for what the opposition is coming to tell us with having an individual country coming up with their own vaccine, the Sputnik vaccine by Russia, it's okay. It was developed by Russia as a way to advance geopolitics. Because remember, Russia was the first country to actually reach to the moon. Denied. Russia was the first country to actually reach the moon, and the first spaceship to go was called Sputnik. Therefore, the Sputnik vaccine was a pilot in itself, so to say. And thus, at this case, are we advancing geopolitics or are we solving a global pandemic, ladies and gentlemen? And just to go on, you know, the WHO has well-chosen, thoroughly polished intellectuals across the globe. And at the end of the day, we have collaborating centers for research, which are 800 plus in more than 80 countries, which undoubtedly enhance national participation in the organizational activities. Therefore, I am not going to go ahead and look at the individual governments as an entity, but rather as an incentive. Because if and when I equip these centers in your own country, and you're going by my guidelines, because when a pandemic hits, I am going to tell you, A, B, and C is the route to take, and not D, which you think is best. And at the end of the day, I have incorporated the individual government. And thus, the global outlook of it is the WHO should be at the forefront, giving you the guidelines of what you're supposed to do. Yesterday, we talked about clearly identifiable leaders, and we do realize that they held a significant importance on what is supposed to be done. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, in this point in time, I choose to rest my case and that of the opposition as well. Thank you very much.